industry changes, trends, looking forward, what are some things that you want to highlight going into 2023?
Sure. And I'd say this is both like recognizing what's going on now and really understanding the impact. To me, like what's top of mind is what's happening with the leasing market. Lease penetration is at an all-time low. We've seen more and more consumers ending their leases early, at a drastic rate. So I think while we all sit and recognize, yes, that's happening, what we need to be prepared for is, what does this mean? So the less leasing we have, it means the less gently used vehicles, which means less and less vehicles we can easily turn over into certified pre-owned. So that means, I'm predicting, 3 to 6 months from now, we're going to see more and more impacts on the CPO inventory. So, given that we're kind of like, it's happening right now, I think now is the time to form a strategy around how are we going to go after the leasing market and get in front of people whose lease is ending in 6 to 12 months, so we can make sure we capture those vehicles and, can have a supply of, a healthy supply of CPO vehicles throughout the year. I do think that one area where we might see the reverse in is actually within the EV market, which I know is, a heavy focal point right now for most dealers, especially in specific markets where, that EV tax credit will be able to be applied towards leasing vehicles, where more and more EV customers are, looking for leasing options first, which of course makes sense. So they might look to take advantage of that tax credit. And not to go too far on a tangent, I hope you don't mind if I continue, but
no, please do.
I know that there's a lot of confusion right now with the tax credit, and it sounds like we'll be getting more and more information in March to really allow us to start training our sales teams on how we can educate customers to take advantage of this. I would say right now, I'm again just preparing for the future, preparing for the next 2 months. Is right now, how are you communicating your current knowledge to customers? Because, EV customers are going to come in to the dealership. They're going to have questions for you guys, even though the dealership can't necessarily provide them all the information. I think it's important that everyone is on the same page on how they're responding to customers and how they're clearly guiding them or will guide them as we get in more information. So right now, I think is the optimal point to be the go-to for education as more and more information comes out. And I think we think of that not only in like the one-to-one customer interaction right now, but then also, how are we supplying this or planning to supply this information on our website, explaining it in video content, explaining it in store, and having something where the customers can go home with and apply for that credit. Like, how can we really, stand out and guide that EV customer? Since when that information is released, I think we're going to see a pretty crowded marketplace with dealers really pushing the EV tax benefit. It's going to get competitive. So again, like, think about where we are now and what's that plan we can put in place to get ahead and have an edge.